All right, let's see if the audio is okay. Perfect. How's it going, everyone? I hope you all are doing great. I am Dorkradu and I am back with another daily analysis. As always, I'm gonna start off with the Forex analysis, and to be more exact, I'm gonna start off with Euro USD, where we have a textbook bullish opportunity. Right here, we broke structure to the upside with this bullish leg. After that, we left imbalance behind because I was able to identify this unmitigated order block that was lining up perfectly with the area of interest as well as with this bullish trader order block. The trader graph is fully bullish, as we can all see, and the pullback has also been very nice and corrective, hence why this is definitely a valid setup. On USD JPY, the bearish setup triggered. It triggered both of our entries and went super close to the stop loss, but then it reversed and smashed TP1 on both entries. The reason I took this setup is because I saw this aggressive break, a unmitigated order block lining up with the area of interest. I also saw that the 4-hour was bearish on the graph, and the pullback wasn't the most corrective, but wasn't too aggressive either. So I decided to take this setup, and yeah, so far it's been pretty good. So let's see how it will unfold. On AUD JPY, I was able to identify a bearish setup, very aggressive break towards the downside. We also have a unmitigated order block lining up with the area of with the premium area of this bearish range, as well as with this bearish trader order block. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and it is safe to say that the pullback is looking corrective. All right, CAD JPY with a bearish opportunity, and it had a super beautiful sniper reaction to our first entry, as we can see, smashed TP1. The reason I took this one is because I saw this textbook aggressive break towards the downside. I was then able to identify this unmitigated order block that was lining up with the area of interest, as well as with this bearish trader order block. The 4-hour was bearish on the graph as well, and the pullback was also pretty nice and corrective. Euro JPY, same story over here. Smash TP1 on entry number 1 for a very beautiful sniper reaction on it. The reason I took this, very similar to the previous one, aggressive break, unmitigated order block lining up with the area of interest, as well as with a bearish trader order block, 4-hour bearish on the graph, and the pullback once again was pretty nice and corrective as well. On GJ, pretty much the same story, looking once again super similar to the other two, but on this occasion TP1 was smashed on entry number 2. All right, but again, the same reason I took this setup: 4-hour bearish on the graph, aggressive break, unmitigated order block lining up with the area of interest, as well as with this bearish trader order block, and once again the pullback was a pretty corrective one. All right, so very similar setups on the yen pairs. GBP USD with a bullish opportunity. Right here we have a continuation of this uptrend with this aggressive break right here that took price higher and left imbalance behind. I was able to identify this unmitigated order block that is lining up with this bullish trader order block, and they are both lining up with the area of interest. Pullback has been extremely corrective. Okay, we can see that the bullish pressure is still on, and the trader graph is fully green as well. NZD USD with another bullish setup, aggressive break, unmitigated order block lining up with the discounted area of this bullish range, as well as with this bullish trader order block. The trader graph is fully bullish, and now we need to wait and see if we get a corrective pullback. On AUD CAD, another bullish setup, aggressive break above all these highs here, fair value gap lining up with the point of interest, trader graph fully bullish. So far the pullback has been very corrective, and below the fair value gap we have a bullish trader order block as well. On CHF JPY, a bullish opportunity right here as well, a continuation of this uptrend with this aggressive break right here. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well, and after the break I was able to identify this fair value gap that, as we can see, is lining up perfectly with the point of interest. The trader graph is fully bullish, and so far this pullback is looking corrective. So we definitely want to see a continuation of that. On EuroCAD, we have another bullish opportunity. Aggressive break, liquidity was swept beforehand. We then have a unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest as well as with this bullish trader order block. The trader graph is fully green, and so far the pullback definitely looks pretty aggressive. If anything, it looks like it wants to head higher. And if it does, of course, this setup will become invalid. But for now, it is still a valid one to look for. On Euro CHF, we have a bearish opportunity, a continuation of this downwards push with this bearish break of structure right here. We also have a unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the area of interest. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and it is safe to say that the pullback so far has been very nice and corrective. On USD CAD, a bullish opportunity right here, aggressive break, fair value gap lining up perfectly with the point of interest. Daily and 4-hour both bullish on the graph, and now we need to wait for a corrective pullback towards our fire zone. On AUD CHF, a continuation of this downwards push with this bearish break right here. We also have a unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the point of interest. The 4-hour is also bearish on the graph, and the pullback has been pretty corrective so far. Okay. And lastly, for our Forex analysis, we have AUD NZD with another bearish opportunity. Very clear continuation of this downtrend with this bearish break of structure right here. Once again, we have an unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the point of interest. Daily and 4-hour both bearish on the trader graph, and now we need to wait for a corrective pullback. And yeah, on that note, we'll end today's Forex analysis right here. As always, if there's any other questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. Now I will go over today's metals analysis, starting off with gold, where I wasn't able to identify a new setup. Hence why we'll just leave the chart as is and move on to silver, where we have a bearish setup that just triggered both of our entries and currently running at around the entry price. The reason I took this setup is very simple. I saw an aggressive break towards the downside, a unmitigated order block that was lining up with the area of interest as well as with this bearish trader order block. I also saw that the 4-hour was bearish on the trader graph. And lastly, I saw that the pullback was pretty corrective as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the metals analysis. As always, if there's any further questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. And now I will go over today's indices analysis, starting off with US 30, where we still don't have a setup that we can analyze. Okay, price once again is in the middle of nowhere, so we'll just leave it as is. However, on the other two indices, we do have some setups. On SPX, we have a very clear bullish setup right here. We broke structure to the upside with this bullish leg. We also broke the swing high right here. We have an unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest as well as with this bullish trader order block. The trader graph is fully bullish as well, and now all we need to wait for is to see whether we get a corrective pullback. And same story on NAS100, very similar setup. Aggressive break, we broke the swing high, fair value gap lining up perfectly with the point of interest, trader graph fully bullish, and right below the fair value gap we have a bullish trader order block as well. And of course, last thing that we now need to wait for is to see whether we can get a corrective pullback. And yeah, on that note, we'll end today's indices analysis right here. As always, if there's any further questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. And lastly, I will go over today's crypto analysis, starting off as always with Bitcoin, where we have a clear as day bullish range, aggressive break, unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest. Daily and 4-hour both bullish on the graph, and so far this pullback looks pretty corrective to me. So we definitely want to see a continuation of that. On Ethereum, another bullish setup, aggressive break, unmitigated order block lining up with the point of interest as well as with this bullish trader order block. The trader graph is fully bullish as well, which is great. And all we need to wait for now is a corrective pullback. On Dogecoin, another bullish setup. Okay, the crypto coins look pretty bullish. Aggressive break, fair value gap lining up perfectly with the point of interest. Pullback looking pretty corrective so far. And daily and 4 hour are both bullish as well on the graph, on the trader graph. XRP, another bullish setup. Aggressive break. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well right here. We then have a unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the area of interest, and it is safe to say that this pullback so far is looking pretty corrective as well. And lastly, we have Solana with a very similar setup. Okay, we have a bullish shift in momentum, liquidity sweep followed by a aggressive break. Daily and 4 hour both bullish on the graph. The pullback so far looks pretty corrective, and we also have a unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the point of interest, which is exactly that we are looking for. And of course, with a bullish trader order block as well. And yeah, on that note, we'll end today's crypto as well as the overall daily analysis right here. As always, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all on the dork side. Take care.